Hey friends, how y'all doing today? It's storming here, so there ain't no fishing today. But we're going to do something a little bit different. I've had some comments about my toads and how I rig my toads. You've seen the videos. I use toads a lot. When I first started fishing toads, like a lot of people, I used an offset worm hook. I used a 5/0 offset worm hook. Take your worm hook, you thread it through, you bring it out to center, bring your hook up, rotate your hook, figure out where you want it to come through at, push it straight through, and text pose the hook. Now, this is not an offset worm hook. I just don't have one with it. But what happens when you do it like this, and it happened to me, the hookup ratio is not real good. Where the hook comes through, when they start biting on this thing, they'll rip a big old gash right down, right up the center of that toad. Not to mention, when they're pulling on it, they'll rip the front out of the toad. Toads don't last very long. Not like that. So I kept looking around to see what I could do, and I found these. This is a 5/0 owner with a spring lock. And you center it up in the head of your toad. You screw your toad onto the spring. You figure out where you want your hook to go through. Put your hook through and text pose it just like that. Well, this worked better than the offset worm hook. Hookup ratio stayed about the same, not very good. It still rip a gash right here where your hook goes through your toad. And fish start pulling on it, they'll pull that spring lock. They'll pull that spring lock right out of that toad, and it rips the center out of the toad. And that didn't work very well either. So I kept looking. I played with several different hooks, several different types of hooks, different ways to rig them. And finally, I found this hook. It's got a little spring lock. It's a double toad hook. I guess y'all can see that. I hope you can. It's a double toad hook. It's got a little spring lock on it. The spring lock is small and it's tapered, and I hate it. So the first thing I did, took the spring lock off. I got me some bigger spring locks. Big spring locks. And I'd screw on a new spring lock. Now, there's a difference. There's quite a bit of difference. Y'all can see it. There's quite a bit of difference in them spring locks. Take your toad, get her centered up, screw it up on your spring lock, and I missed center. I missed center. Screw your toad up on your spring lock until it'll lay flat. So you want it to be able to lay flat on your hook. Guys, I don't care if your toad is right side up or if your toad is upside down. It's going to work either way. And I'm going to explain a little bit about that here in a minute. Pick out where you want your hooks to go through. Get your hooks in. Text pose your hooks just like that. Now the hook I'm using is a Mustad Ultra Point. It's a double toed hook. What's it say? It says hook double wide. Mustad Ultra Point. The keeper, or the spring lock I have on here, is an owner spring lock, and it's a large, owner large centering pin spring lock. Double hook, hookup ratio went up big time. Got a really good hookup ratio. I'm happy with the hookup ratio. That big spring lock, they are not going to pull it off of that spring lock. They're not going to pull the center out of the front of that toad. Now I'll skip this thing under overhanging trees, branches, into bushes. I'll drag it through the lilies. I'll drag it through the grass. I'll run it over and around logs and stumps. And eventually what'll happen sometimes is the meat right there on both sides will get a little chewed up. And when you're trying to expose your hooks, they don't want to stay. Now, generally I can catch 8, 10, 12 bass, and then the hooks will start not wanting to expose. So what you do, unhook your hook, turn it 180 degrees so it'll turn and lay flat. Put your hooks back through. Now you got fresh toad to expose with. And you go right back to fishing. Right back to fishing. You can catch a lot of fish on one toad. The only thing that really hurts you is if you get a short strike and they come up and bite one of the legs off. And that happens. They'll bite a leg off. Nothing you can do then but change toads. But in the meantime, you can catch a lot of fish on this. My hookup ratio is a whole lot better, and I am super happy with this. And I don't buy near as many toads as I used to. Guys, go out and get you some toads. Get you some Mustad Ultra Point hooks, double hooks. Get you some large owner spring locks. Set it up. Y'all get out there and catch you some bass. So tight lines to you guys. I hope y'all have a great day. I hope your day's better than my rain out there. So y'all take care. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time on the water. Thanks for watching, guys.